Welcome to Chrysalis Invictus. The reading today is a general reading. I'm going to ask, what do we need to know? And we'll see what comes up. Okay, so we're starting with the Seven of Wands reversed. I'm not going to read reversals, I'm just going to notice that it came out reversed. Okay, so I see you taking note or taking stock or stepping back and looking at conflicts. Conflicts that have been real or imagined, either way. You're looking into the nature of conflicts in your life. Yeah, what is hidden or what has been hidden. Okay, so I'm hearing something about how you have been... Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you're gatekeeping some kind of truth. So there was a conflict, recently, or it doesn't have to be recently, but there was a conflict where there is a piece of information that you know that you kind of walked away from this situation where knowing that there is a piece of information that you are not acknowledging about your role in this situation. And so I see that coming up to the surface. Yeah, and there's this, it's like your subconscious knows it. Your subconscious keeps turning it back up and you keep turning it back down. So there's this nagging thought, I feel. There's this nagging thought about your part in something. Or like a doubt. This could be a doubt. That's really... It's a strong undercurrent in your subconscious. So you could be having dreams about this, or having, like, any time that you silence your mind, and you may be avoiding silencing your mind at this point, but anytime you silence your mind, this comes up. And the question then that would be asked is, what truth are you avoiding, or what are you afraid to look at? What are you afraid to acknowledge about this? Why are you afraid to acknowledge your part in all of this? Or whether it was an illusion or truth. You know, perhaps there was someone that you had a conflict with where you later discovered that maybe they didn't do what you accused them of, or maybe they were right in some way. And so I'm feeling like you're caught in that space of not yet being able to admit kind of the truth to yourself. Let's take a look at this a little bit more. So we have the Six of Wands. Yeah, so I feel like you came off as the winner, if you will, in this conflict. You came off as looking like you were in the right and they were in the wrong. But as we know, the truth is nuanced. So there's something about this that is weighing on your conscience. There's something about this situation where it's sort of like maybe you haven't had or allowed for an open conversation with this person. You haven't given them the space to communicate with you, or maybe you haven't allowed yourself the space to communicate this truth to yourself. You just keep pushing it away. But there's something really important about this. There's a breakthrough that needs to happen in this situation. Right, so what I'm hearing is that this is not as scary as you think it may be. So there's this fear of if you go to balance the scales, then you were you're a bad person, or, you know, that this truth coming to light is going to mean something about you, but it doesn't necessarily have to. In fact, what it needs to come forward, or the reason it has to come forward, is to balance the scales. So even for yourself, this needs to come forward in order for you to move on and grow. And I'm really drawn to the fact that Justice and the High Priestess, especially in this deck, they look like, you know, the same figure in a lot of ways, but with different robes. And, you know, she's the intuition and she's the intellect. And so it's almost to balance both, to admit some kind of illusion. Maybe you accused someone of something and maybe they did kind of do that, but then there's like a nuance to this truth that you've discovered, but that you won't let yourself fully and freely admit. And just feeling like a lot of guilt here, but that's being shoved down and has become an undercurrent. Okay, so what we have here is the reason that we want to do this is we want to balance the scales. We want to acknowledge this truth, or acknowledge this situation in all of its sides, in all of its factions. So this is also the idea that just because you forgive someone doesn't mean what they did was right? So in this situation, I feel like you stand to expand, you stand to grow, and it will open up new horizons for you. So the only thing that is in the way is your ability to allow this to be true, or allow this truth to come to the surface. And it's something about you, and that's why you don't want it to come out. It's something that you think means something about you in a big, big way. But keep in mind, like, you know, we can do things that are, you know, or be out of our integrity, or make mistakes. It doesn't even have to be that big. That can all exist, and we can still be, you know, good people. We can still, or I don't know. I feel like we need to release ourselves from this idea of good people, like whatever that means. But what I'm trying to say is that just because something happened doesn't mean that changes who you are as a person. Like, I guess the idea that good people can make mistakes, good people can, just pouring myself some tea, good people can step outside of their integrity, or make mistakes, or get caught up in, maybe you had people around you that were telling you some kind of truth that wasn't true. And so you're sort of feeling guilty about it, but it's low-key behind the surface. So let's get more advice, or just, yeah. Let me expand on this Three of Wands. Okay. The 3 to the 4 of Cups. Okay, so I see that there is a fear here of approaching people, or what other people are going to think, for sure. There could be a period of isolation from certain people, or some people may need time to kind of process whatever this is, or this could be you needing that time to process. And so I see what's coming out of this. It's almost a divinely sanctioned gift or shift that is being given to you in order to change your relationship with others. So change your how you are in friendships, how you show up in community. This is the gift that is being given to you. So while you're fixated on what maybe certain people may think, you're not really looking at the fact that, you know, maybe coming forward about this and someone having a negative reaction could show you who that person truly is. You know, that could be part of what you don't want to see, or you could discover that they are, and, you know, giving them the benefit of the doubt, that far more compassionate and accepting than you thought they were. I really don't feel like this is such a big thing. I think it feels like a big thing, but I don't feel like it's something major. But, you know, you'll know what it is for you. Yeah, so what this is going to do, or this gift that it's giving you, is the ability to discern. So, you know, in being wrong, we learn how to be wrong. Learning how to be wrong is a skill. It's a gift. And I almost feel like this, like she's surrounded in roses and then she wears the rose. So it's like something where the more... Okay, sorry about that, you guys. The thing just like let go of my phone completely, and that was so scary. That felt like a presence, like something that was angry. Okay, this situation has to be balanced. Okay, so what I was saying is that she's wearing the rose, so it's like if you learn how to integrate this lesson, it will exist within you. Eventually you'll just operate in this way. It's contributing to your greater understanding of things. But it's also going to show you who you can trust, I feel. And we have the sun lighting your way. So the sun is speaking to us here of with the sun and the moon, it's like looking at yourself, the dual aspects of yourself openly and honestly, the shadow and the light. I'm feeling like this is an infraction of light, though. This isn't something that is a shadow. This is something about yourself as a being of light, or yourself as an aspect, like the lighter aspect of yourself. So the way that you're nice, or the way that you're kind. It could be that there's something about that there's some kind of kernel of untruth there that is looking to be uncovered in order for you to expand and to grow. I mean, the sun is such a beautiful energy to have for you in your outcome and in your advice. And what you lose is not meant for you is the big thing that just keeps flashing in front of my face. Okay, so let's get some guidance cards and then I'll close out the reading. So whoever this was for, this was a very, important message that needed to be heard or seen. Devotion. Be true and pure in thought and deed. This is interesting because of the High Priestess and Justice. So in thought and deed, I feel like there is some aspect of this where you made a choice that was aligned with good and everybody congratulated you on it, but there was something that wasn't about it. Not everything was what it seemed. And then you kind of you uncovered that over time, and now you're having trouble integrating that. Gardenia, awareness. Wake up, roll the clouds away, and look. Yes. Look. Let the sunlight come through, because it's going to be healing and purifying in order for you to do that. It really is. It's going to start this expansion process. So if you are looking to move on, if this is a love situation, honestly, we have the moon and the sun. Look back on some of my readings. I have a moon and sun reading specifically that may be for you. But we're also, you know, when we go from the Three of Wands, we move into the Four of Wands, which is that kind of like portal to a next level of relationship and being and stability, and yeah, it's somewhere that you want to go for sure. And then we have Bluebell, gratitude. Be thankful for what is good now. I'm really interested to know what this is about for you, but please leave me a comment down below, like, subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading, my information is down below, as well as links to yoga and meditation classes, and you can donate to my tuition fund. That'd be super awesome. Anyway, take care. I hope this helped you. Bye.